What's the easiest choice you can make? Window instead of middle seat? Picking a vendor who sends a great gift basket? Outsourcing business tasks you hate? What about selling with Shopify? Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit a million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/try.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Another episode of Hashtag Same Sort of Podcast. Week 17, bruh. We almost made it. Almost end of the season. Feels like it's just been a marathon, bro. Like whatever the longest marathon Elise has run in her life, bro. Like multiply it by like 5 of them bitches, bro. This has been a long season, bro.
Long, bro.
But before we could even talk about this Eagles game on Sunday, we gotta talk about this Sean Payton thing. We gotta talk about Dennis Allen and go ahead.
I'm just saying, them streets talking, boy. It's hot out there, baby.
All I want to say is that I feel like I try to leave enough breadcrumbs on this podcast about certain situations, right? Like, because there's some situations where I get abreast to, and I can't just put everything out there in the ether, bro. Like that's gonna mess up, the good thing I got going on. So I can't do that. But I felt like, and maybe I'd have to go back and listen to podcast episodes, which I'm not going to do. But I felt like I had left enough breadcrumbs to indicate that the possibility of Sean coming back wasn't as far-fetched as originally thought. And it started with the Jeff Duncan article, whatever, a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, whenever that came out. And like I said, didn't read the article, didn't do anything regarding the article, didn't want to hear it. I saw it on my timeline, didn't read it. But I said, it's not that far-fetched. Like, it's feasible that it could be a possibility. Mm-hmm. Then this week, in a juxtaposition of reporting where you had Jeff Duncan so John Singler put out a report that really was taken from Jeff Duncan's article of essentially saying that the team is comfortable staying with Dennis Allen and moving forward Dennis Allen as head coach going into next season. And like a couple of hours later, boom, Mike Florio, ProFootballTalk.com report. Sean Payton and Tom Brady potentially interested in going to New Orleans. And then like the streets was hot, bro.
Now stop right there. Stop right there.
I'm stopping.
Who's that coming from? Is it Sean Payton's agent, Don Yee, or is it Sean Payton? That's the question I have.
So here's the thing. Because I've talked about this a little bit earlier with Greg Rosenthal. And, Greg is the best at kind of shifting through shit like this, right? And
right. He taught me the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
he taught us both.
Anytime I read it, that's what I'm thinking. Like, what would Greg think right here?
Who does this benefit? That's what you have to ask yourself, right? Mm-hmm. You're reading these articles, these rumors, take it from Ryan and I, who've been able to kind of just read through the facade. You have to, especially with football and sports in general, who does this article benefit? Does it benefit the agent? Does it benefit the player, the team, whoever? You got to ask yourself that question, right? And so Greg's point of view is maybe Sean Payton is using the Saints as leverage. My counter to that is Sean Payton got all the fucking leverage in the world right now. Like, he don't need leverage. Like, he's going to get I'm going to say at least $25 million per year per his contract. At least. Maybe he's pushing for 30 mil, but he's going to get plus 20 million in terms of his contract. He knows that if he really wants to go to a team that badly, if he wants to be traded to a team, he also knows that Mickey Loomis, because of nepotism, because of their friendship, and because Sean Payton kind of can hold Mickey over barrel, he kind of dictate which team he wants to go to, and also kind of dictate like, well, I'm not going to go to this team if you're going to make them give up a top 10 draft pick, right? So he has so much leverage that I don't feel like this is a leverage play by Sean or Don Yee. I really don't. I don't. It's all I'll say is that the interest in Sean potentially wanting to be back with the Saints as head coach is a real thing. It's been real for at least a month or so. I guess the bigger question, and it's the answer that no one has right now, is how real is it? Does he want to be back as head coach so bad that he doesn't even call Mickey? You know, he said, you know, I want a Super Bowl. Like, I have made this team the face of what it is. I don't got to call Mickey. I'll call Gail right now and say, hey, girl, you know, I'm ready to come back. You know, I'm ready to come back. I have a plan. I can bring Tom Brady with me. So either you or Mickey, y'all got to be the bad guy. Y'all got to fire a DA. But as soon as that's happening, I'm back, baby. He can make that call. And if you call Gail, I'm pretty sure Gail would be like, say less, because Gail wants a winner.
Yeah, Negro, that's all you had to say.
But my question is, does Sean want to be back so bad in New Orleans that he's willing to make that call to Gail or not? Because I think if he was... Go ahead.
My thought is he's looking at the landscape.
Yes.
Chargers most likely not going to fire Brandon Staley this year.
Clinch the playoff berth, bro.
So, like, I don't know how the rules go as far as, like, coaching trades. They could probably work out a trade with the Saints behind the scenes while retaining Brandon Staley. But those things can get ugly because the league has to approve a coaching trade.
Oh, so you mean like the Chargers? Like, bro, that's the ultimate code in right there, bro. We talked about DA. Bro, can you imagine like a team trades for a head coach and you got your team in the playoffs, nigga? Like, I'd be
playoffs. Got your team in the playoffs. Meanwhile, you're in the background negotiating for. So I don't think the league would like that. So I think, you know, like the Chargers would have to fire Brandon Staley and then like negotiate for Sean Payton with no guarantee they can get Sean Payton.
We know that he's coming. That's risky, bro.
Right. If you're in a competition, it's like, okay, it's a highly likely that you get it, but there's no guarantee. That's risky. What if you don't end up with nobody? You just
bro, imagine firing Brandon Staley, bro.
You gotta go see Frank Wright, man. You die, man. You know? So I'm just thinking Sean Payton's looking at the landscape, and there might not be an opportunity for him that he loves. And
let's go through the teams, right? I think we, because this is such a huge story, and we're gonna talk about the Eagles game, but I knew before recording this episode that a lot of this was gonna be talking about this story because it's kind of taken over Saints Twitter and everything. So let's just go through the teams, right? Because you're talking about landscape. So we gotta present the teams. We gotta, think about how Sean is viewing this. Man, I wish I could get Connor Payton on this podcast, bro. So, man, stop asking my DMs back, bro. I don't know if Sean, like, he told his dad, like, hey, Dad, I'm thinking about going on that Saints Twitter podcast. He's like, you better fucking not. Disown your ass, Connor. What are you talking about? But Connor, if you still listen to the podcast, bro, answer some of my DMs back like you were before.
Back, so
you have the Saints, right? I'm not going to include the Chargers because I can't see it, man. I just can't see it anymore. So you have the Saints, you have the Cardinals. It's kind of like the big two. I can't. I'm not going to say the Raiders because I just Mark Davis, a man broke. He not going to fire Josh McDaniels after one season, bro. I
feel you, Mark Davis, bro. What it's like, bro. Count pennies, going to the little coin machine up in Winn Dixie, putting your coins in there.
Bro, Mark Davis like us as we were NFL owners, bro. Like a steak is how much? Nah, I'm gonna have to stay with the appetizers today. Like that's a little too much.
You using the McDonald's app trying to get two for $2.
So I think the Raiders are out. So Saints, Cardinals. I'm gonna say Cowboys, but add like a caveat that something has to like go bad for Mark McCarthy to be fired or that move to happen.
Right.
And then another sense that I'm getting, or maybe there's some talks, or just maybe there's something like maybe the league's kind of feeling like this. It's just
I know where you're going.
What if it's a team that nobody's talking about? What do you mean by that, Adam? Like, what if there's a team that you there may not be an expectation for a team to change head coach at the end of the season? Look, let me give an example. I also don't feel like I should put the Colts on this list because I can't see Sean Payton and Jim Irsay coexisting. Just putting that out there. I couldn't see them going. But I don't know. Who knows, bro? Like they have a pretty decent defense. They're gonna have a very high pick. Who knows? But what if you have just throwing this shit out there? This is nothing I've heard concrete. What if Bill Belichick just say, you know what? That's it. This last season, Mac Jones and just I'm good, man. I'm retiring. What if Andy Reid in Kansas City said if they will go out and win a Super Bowl this season, he said, you know what? I got 2 Super Bowls. Like I want to go be with my family, maybe enable my son some more, like whatever Andy wants to do after he retires.
Go on a island, fix my life, something.
No, whatever, bro. He got 2 championships. He's going to the Hall of Fame. And there's an opening where there's a quote unquote succession plan. Sean Payton's close to both Andy Reid and Bill Belichick, Yeah. And if you're Sean, you're like, and bro, bro, if Sean goes to Kansas City, bro, like we might have to do an emergency podcast and just me ranting like Michael Irvin for an hour, nigga. Would just be unleashed.
Unleashed. Hands. He can't come to New Orleans no more, bro.
Can't do it, bro. Can't do it, Ryan.
You blocked out the city, bro. You done.
But what if there's a team that is on no one's radar in terms of a head coaching search? Ravens? I don't know how safe John Harbaugh is in Baltimore, bro. Things don't go well in the playoffs. Like there's just this sense out there that maybe it's not these usual suspects of teams that's known. So going back to what you said, surveying the landscape. If you're looking at, I'm now Ryan, you are Sean Payton. You surveying the landscape. Tell me, let's just break these teams down, right? Let's just, if we're just going with usual suspects, let's go with the Saints, let's go with the Cardinals, and let's maybe just for fun, just include the Cowboys in this equation. Where would you think would be the best career move for you to go for your career as your next head coaching opportunity?
I mean, for me, obviously, it's the Saints, and that's with no bias. That's just saying you look at the Cardinals. It's a bro. That's a dumpster fire, bro. Like you got a GM. You don't know if he's gonna be there. He probably have to go. You have to get rid of the head coach and go. They just signed extensions, so there's gonna be a hit on the cash. You got Kyler Murray, who I don't think Sean would mesh with at all. You're not going to get their top 5 pick I just don't see that happening. So you're talking about like a second round pick.
Kyler probably wouldn't mesh with Sean, and Kyler's probably also not playing all of next season
That's
anyway.
what I'm saying. So you have to, that's like a major thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to be gone at the very least half the season. At the very least. It just doesn't seem like a desirable destination if I'm Sean Payton. And look, you're hearing that Sean Payton is connected with Tom Brady. So, that could ease the pain as far as like with Kyler Murray and stuff like that. But me personally, like just looking at it, I would go with the Saints if I was Sean Payton because you the man, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you come in here and you got full comply of whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like you run this shit. And that would just be the easy choice. Even like knowing that he could probably bounce out, you know what I'm saying, again in like a year or two. You know what I'm saying? Because he know he's at that point, he has that control over the situation. But I do think there are some feelings involved, like he helped raise DA in the coaching, universe. And, I mean, obviously if he was to come back, man, DA gone. You know what I'm saying? Like he out of here.
Can we just put this and nip this in the bud? Please don't add us on Twitter or anything where you're saying that there's a world where Sean Payton comes back as head coach of the Saints and DA would just demote back to DC. Please don't. Please don't. Please.
It drives me crazy, man.
Please don't with that shit. It drives me crazy, Brian. Like it
just doesn't happen. It does not happen. Like maybe years from now, DA can come back. Like, but like it doesn't happen where it's like, oh yeah, man, I'll just go back to my other office and
you know what? I say that it doesn't happen. There was like one time, I think when I was working at Bank of America, and like this guy got like a promotion or something, and like it didn't work out or whatever, but they didn't fire him. So like he was like we worked in the call center, so he was like a supervisor in the call center. And then, like after he came, this man was just back on the regular phones, bro. Just taking calls with the rest of us, bro.
Nobody said nothing. Just like
still get paid, So but that's like it is such an outlier where and it for sure doesn't happen in sports.
No,
for sure does not happen in sports. Like Sean's already. Got Vic Fangio on deck, and whoever who knows who else he may have on deck. I would say this: if I'm surveying the landscape, if I'm Sean, and I know, and I don't know how it would work with him and Jerry, bro, but I would be looking at that Cowboys job, bro. Like, man. Just because you don't got to find a franchise quarterback. You got Dak, you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Tony Pollard, you got a pretty decent offensive line, you got Booty Bandit, you got DeMarcus Lawrence, maybe you got, obviously you got to work on the secondary a little bit. Like do you know the love that you would get if you were able to take Cowboys to prominence again, bruh?
Oh, Sean knows. Like Sean knows that.
Oh, yes, he does. Because
you a winner over there, bro. You good. You good. Like you good, bro. Like you are good to go. That's why NFL play all of them. They love to go play for Dallas, man. Because if you like a really good player for the Dallas Cowboys, like you good, man. You don't even have to have like a national profile.
Certified, bro. Certified,
man. You're gonna be a part of that. Like just. You're going to be getting a lot of media. You're going to get all of the, even, the car dealerships in the area, all that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're going to stay paid. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're going to stay good. So, like, that'll be easy. If it's like, if money and fame is this thing, like, that'll be the easy choice. You know what I'm saying?
I just think, like, it's just even
hard. Like, the Saints is, like, it's not easy, bro. Like, cap hell as usual, no quarterback. So it's like it's not like the situation has changed since when he left. You know what I'm saying? If he left because the situation was too much, it hadn't changed since then. It's the same situation.
It's like okay, I have better offensive weapons at receiver, and I mean, I would say Kyler.
You got Olave, you got Rashid, but
Right.
it's like it's still a tough situation, bro. Like
it is. But yeah, so I'm just saying, if I'm looking at it from a football perspective, and not even so much like a fame perspective, I think the easy choice would be Dallas. But I think that's also contingent on what Dallas does in the playoffs. But if Dallas gets to the playoffs, bro, and they get like waxed by like the 49ers or something, bro, and it's not even close, and it's embarrassing again, bro.
And it could happen.
Niners been humming, bro. Been humming.
I mean, Minshew was eating them up, so I mean, it could happen. You know what I'm saying?
There's just so much intrigue in this offseason because even a player like it sounds a little far fetched, but I really think Brock Purdy's play has made Trey Lance, expand or I just saying, bro, like
it's so fascinating.
In that, bro, the last pick of the draft, Trey Lance was drafted. What, number 3 overall? Was it number 2 overall?
Yeah,
like
number 3. Yeah,
3. Yeah, it was 3. That's wild, bro. it kind of goes back to what we were saying on the last episode. Finding the quarterback's hard, bro. You pick a top 3. You pick a last pick of the draft. Sometimes you never know when you just don't know.
And you can't really say anything about him because he hadn't played. He hadn't even played in college. You can't even say, well, in college he did. He barely played in college. Barely played in the NFL. What we saw in the NFL, he was okay, but he didn't get to go. Like, he could very well have been as good as Justin Fields. You know what I'm saying? Justin Fields was terrible last year. Terrible. It was bad at the beginning of this year, and then they've kind of finally tuned things.
Bro, it was looking like man, can we holler at Chicago and try to get Justin Fields here? Right. That's how bad it was looking.
That's how bad it was looking. And it's like, it was going the same way kind of with Trey Lance before he got hurt, man. And, who knows what would have happened if he would have kept playing. So he's such an intriguing guy. Like, I don't know what I'd give up for him. Probably not a high pick, but I'd definitely try to get him, man, because he is, he's so athletic. He is talented. But you don't know what you're going to get. Like, that's just you just got to hope your coaching staff can get it out of him. You know what I'm saying? And that he learns it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's an unknown quantity. And I don't know. I don't know if you would approach how you would approach it. Like, would you want the unknown high upside, or would you want the Garoppolo or the Derek Carr, where you know what the ceiling is. You know what the ceiling is. That ceiling ain't getting no higher.
It's kind of like,
but it's fine.
Just put it in in a real life situation, bro. If you dating a couple of girls, and one just consistent, right? Just consistent. You know what you're gonna get in bed. Just old reliable, bro. Just
you call on the phone. You text back.
Bro. You know what you're getting, but you might have someone that she leave you on red a couple of times. She block you here and there, but the times y'all get together, though, just like shit. Oh god damn! Just saying, bro. Like, that's what the situation is. Like, what do I want? Do I want reliable consistency? Or do I want that little? Sometimes that bitch might be out your life for a couple of years. Sometimes, bro. When she popped back in, you like, oh, okay. Now this is why I realized why I put up with you. This is. We gotta address the whole Tom Brady thing, though. We gotta address it, man. Because that discourse is also all over the timeline, and it's like, would you really want Tom Brady as your quarterback for the Saints? Okay. I don't know how to put this any clearer. If the solution to getting rid of Dennis Allen, who in almost 4.5 seasons as an NFL head coach is not even close to 500. Not even, like, if you double his win record, he's still not at 500. Think about that, bro. Come on now. You double Dennis Allen's win record, this man's record as an NFL head coach is still below 500. Like, Sick, bruh. Sick, Ryan.
Ooh.
So you telling me that to get rid of him and to replace him with a top 5 fucking NFL head coach, a Hall of Fame NFL head coach, that for maybe a season, I got to put up with Tom Brady, who I get is declining. He is, and things does not look great. Get all that. But I got to put up with that just to, like, why is this a debate on my timeline right now? I don't understand it, because I do think, I'll say this with some sincerity. I think to some degree, if Sean comes back with Tom Brady, or Sean goes somewhere else with Tom Brady, maybe not the Saints, maybe they go to Arizona together. Yeah. They love Phoenix and whatever. Much to the Saints' chagrin, I think he will have learned from the whole Drew Brees not having a succession plan, or having one with Mahomes and not executing it or whatever. I think he will have learned from that mistake, and wherever he goes, if it's Tom Brady for a season, I would see him drafting a quarterback, if not the first round, like the second round. Like, there's going to be a plan in place where if I'm bringing Tom Brady with me, like, it's just not going to be Tom Brady. Like, there's going to be some type of succession plan. May not work out, but I do think he's one of the smartest NFL minds in football. And I don't think the plan is going to be, it's going to be me and Tom Brady. We're going to roll this thing out till the wheels fall off. Like, he did that with Drew, and he saw very quickly how shit deteriorated. And I don't think he's trying to do that a second time.
Right. And I think he knows that Tom Brady at this point, he needs more team than he used to need. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the old days where he's throwing the, Amazon Prime delivery drivers, making them look good. It's not that. He needs a Gronk. He needs he needs some studs around him, and in the scheme and in the play call. I mean, like, Tom Brady, bro, he's averaging 45 passes a game this year, bro. He's 45 years old. Like, even if I don't care what you think about him. Like, bro, that's too much.
Too much, bro.
It's too much. Like, come on now. Like, 45 passes a game. Like, that's just too much, bro. Like, he needs, and Sean Payton knows how to handle a veteran quarterback that's aging. We saw what he did, starting like 2017, how he kind of changed the offense and leaned on the defense and, run game and, short passing, ball control, stuff like that. So I think, and I also think, Tom Brady, he's always wanted to be with Sean Payton. I think he's always admired him. We saw, look, 2019, Drew Brees was done, bro. Like, after they lost to the Vikings, he was done. He was ready to call it quits. And Sean Payton and Tom had this little background relationship. Like, man, look, Drew Brees, step away, bro. We, come to the Saints. Tom Brady was coming out of, leaving New England. It was like, Sam, But then, Drew Brees probably got wind of that. Like, man, I'm not about to let Tom Brady break my records with my team.
With your team, bro.
Brees was like, hell no. So he came back. Tom went to the Bucks, who we wound up losing to in the playoffs in 2020. And the rest is history. But there's always be like, man, that what if? Like, man, what if Brees would have left at 19? Then we got, Tom Brady. The 2020 Saints, which the roster was still pretty good. You know what I'm saying? You still had Mike Thomas. Week 1 anyway. What would have happened? What would have happened? We'll never know.
Never know, bro.
We'll never know, man. But like, that's so fast to me. But my thing is, like, I mean, it's not even a question to me. Like, of course, take Tom Brady, bro. Like, can he at least hit Andy, AK in the flats and on some choice routes? Yes, he could do that shit. Like, do that. Hit Jawan Johnson up on the seams. Like, yeah, he could do that. So that's good enough for me, man.
It was just like, I got Giddy's Tom Brady, and I had like this small debate interaction with someone on Twitter, and it's just like this is the same Tom Brady that won the game against the Saints in the second game, and he was down 16-3 with like 5 minutes left, and he had there was there's 2 offensive drives where his team needed to go down the field and score touchdowns, and he did it. Like, he did it, bro. Like,
and he pretty much done that every week since that week.
Yes.
Like every week, the same game. It's just been the same game over and over.
And then people are like, "Oh, well, the Saints gave that game away. The defense was gas." I don't care about all that shit, bro. Like, I get it. Like, I'm not saying that Tom Brady is even what. Is he a top 5? Is he a top 15 quarterback this year? Maybe earlier in the season, but with lately, like, probably not. So maybe average out to a little below top 15. But if you're just saying that for a season, I gotta fucking put up with Tom Brady for one season to get Sean Payton back and get DA off my fucking screen forever, like, please stop having that conversation. Like, it is a mind-numbing conversation that's taking place. Like, I don't understand. I don't even understand how you can objectively say that the Saints should stick with DA, even with Sean Payton potentially wanting to come back. That I don't understand. That blows my mind. That is unfathomable to me.
Bro, it's a couple of people say that, like, man, fuck Sean. I'm like, it's like, what are we doing here? Like, like, what do you mean? Like, I understand Sean. Like, Sean has been, he's wanderlusted a lot with the Saints, man. But, like, I don't care about that shit, bro. Like, man, if he about coming back, if he sees us as like his best option right now, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Let's roll with it. You know what I'm saying?
What did Betty Wright say, bro? If Sean were to come back, I kind of think, like, I was learning my man as I was earning my man.
Yeah.
Something that you young girls might not understand, bro. Like, like, if he comes back, like, yeah, maybe he got his eyes out there, maybe he out in the streets a little bit, but, like,
right,
that's still your dude, bro. Like,
that's my dude, that's yours.
Anyway, I knew this was going to go a little longer. We just had to talk about that because it was such a huge story. But let's get into this Eagles game. It's going to be interesting, man, because when we did the recap pod Monday night, I felt pretty confident that Jalen Hurts was going to play, right?
Yeah.
But then the injury report comes out today. Today we were recording this on Wednesday night. Jalen Hurts was a DNP today. I'm not quite as sure as I was on Monday night that he'll play on Sunday. And I do think that there is a big difference in terms of how DA can do what he wants to do defensively and schematically if Jalen Hurts doesn't play. Because then you don't have to worry about his running ability. You don't have to worry about maybe like an exotic run game. Kind of like the Falcons had kind of used when they had Mariota, and we saw what that did. Like, it's kind of more becomes like a more traditional offense, and so
yeah. Then Miles Sanders hurt too.
Yeah, so I mean, he's the DNP. You know what that means, bro? We got the Boston Scott revenge game coming up, bro. You better get ready for it, bro. Man, going off for at least 80 yards and a touchdown on Sunday. You better believe it. And I can already hear the announcers. Former Saints running back Boston Scott is going crazy against his former team right now. The stories write themselves. If the Saints and I think this game is hugely important. This game and the Carolina game, I think, are both hugely important because maybe Mickey's plan is to bring DA back, right? Because I don't even know why, but like maybe that is the plan.
Loyalty, man.
Everyone in fucking pop culture in Hollywood been talking about fucking neo babies and you know all that shit. Look no further than the NFL. Like, no, Dennis Allen did not have a famous dad in coaching, bro. But in the NFL, bro, it's who you know. It's nepotism at its finest. But I'll say that to say this: if you end the season on the note of getting completely embarrassed by the Eagles, who maybe they don't have, maybe not having their starter quarterback. They're going to have their right tackle not play. We don't know if Miles Sanders will play. So, missing players. And then you end the season week 18 at home to the Panthers, and you maybe get beat or maybe embarrassed by the Panthers, who have an interim head coach, and that interim head coach is probably coached better than you as Dennis Allen has all season. And he'll probably at that point have more wins than you do this season as a head coach. Then you got to really evaluate some shit, bro. So a lot of things, this is something else that me and Greg talked about. Like, while the wins and loss of it may not matter, like the score may not matter of games that take place late in the season like this, there's so much impact of like how teams get beat, right? Of what happens in the game. We saw it last season in week 18, bro, with the Colts. Fucking Carson Wentz was just out there, just throwing crazy against the Jags, bro. Had such a bad game that Colts didn't make the playoffs. And it probably wasn't the only reason why he got traded, but it was a huge reason why he got traded to the
Jim Irsay was done. Jim Irsay was ready to pull a meeting right after the game. Like, he got to go.
Gotta go, bro. So, like, games late in the season matter so much. We just saw it with Derek Carr, bro. Derek Carr got benched. Now, some of that maybe was because of his play. Mark Davis also don't want him getting injured out there. He on the hook for $44 million. Like, yeah, that happened. Nigga broke.
I just picture him checking his bank account like, you go ahead and be in the negative, brother.
Like the Tiger King, like I'm never financially not gonna be able to recover from this.
Fighting for my life. That's cool.
But games late in the season that even may not have playoff implications, although this one does for the Eagles. I mean, it does for the Saints too, but let's be real. It does for the Eagles. This matters. So what are your thoughts about this game against the Eagles?
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on your Memorial Day barbecue, all in the Kroger app. Get pints of juicy Georgia-grown blueberries for $1.99 each with a digital coupon. Then get select varieties of flavorful Powerade, Body Armor Super Drink, or Arizona tea for 77 cents each, all with your card. Shop these deals at your local Kroger, less than 5 miles away. Or tap the screen now to download the Kroger app to save big today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Prices and product availability subject to change. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Man, it's gonna be tough because I think, I think AJ Brown's gonna play. I think Minshew is gonna play well, bro. And like almost every game this season, especially for the last couple of weeks, is like, can the Saints score? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we put up over 20 points? And it's tough, bro. Like, I mean, the Eagles' defense is really good.
Their front's outstanding, bro. Like
everybody, I think, like they have 4 players in their front that's got 10 or more sacks. I could be wrong. I heard that somewhere. Like they front getting after it, bro. Like it's a load, man. Like I that's the thing. I think defensively, I think we're gonna do okay against the Eagles. I don't think they're gonna just go crazy on us. I think they'll do pretty well. Is Lattimore on IR yet?
No, bro.
He's limited today. I'm like, what are we doing? He's not even full at practice. How is he gonna play a game? Like, shut the dude down. Like, what are we doing here, bro? Anyway, like, I think they could. I think they could limit the Eagles. and slow them down. You know, they won't. I don't think they'll rack up points like that. But I just don't have any faith that the offense can, go
That's
toe
the
to toe.
firepower. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I just don't. I don't have the faith, man.
It's a tall order. I do think just with how the defense has played lately, the pride that they have, I do think they'll be able to kind of keep it close-ish for a while or for a bit. But it's just I don't know how. I can't see a situation that the Saints beat the Eagles on Sunday, bro. Like I can't see it. Now it would take either what AK did against the Raiders and what Taysom did against the Seahawks, like in one game. You know what I'm saying? Like they gotta both go like nuclear, and we don't even know if Olave's playing. So then you just got really like Shaheed and Traquan, Keith Kirkwood, like Callaway, like and we supposed to be like going against AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, bro.
Like I'm waiting on Pete Carmichael to show up, like the real Pete Carmichael. Like if Pete show up and he really like go watch Pete. Go watch Saints versus Eagles 2018. You ain't even got to pull up the all 22. Just pull it up on YouTube. Go watch that. And pull that game plan and reuse that. I know it's a different defense and all that.
Don't even care, bro.
Don't even care. Use that. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, bro, like you can work that defense, man. AK could work that defense.
Oh, he absolutely could. Especially because they're so aggressive and so their mindset is just get up field, penetration, sack.
Yeah.
Like to me, that's me putting AK on choice routes. And so if the pressure's coming from the front four, that means AK's lined up against, like he's going against the linebacker in terms of a choice route. Boom, check down. 10, 15 yards. Down the field, bro. Boom, down the field. Tell
field, screens. Come on now. And look, Olave, he was limited today. That tells me, maybe he's working back. He'd be huge if they can get him back. Offensive line, though, man, look, Pete, you can't depend on Pete. Andrews Pete.
I believe he was the DMP today, too.
He was DMP today.
Pete not playing the rest of the year, bro. Unless Pete done. Pete done, bro. Shit, Pete might be done, wouldn't it be the most Pete thing, bro? Like his season, his career as a Saint end with him, bro, just injured, bro. It would just be poetic. Just poetic, bro. Just poetic.
Which is another thing, because, you got Reeves with the Liz Frank. So, man, that's not a line you want to be injured against, bro. So, don't go to keep his head on the swivel. They're going to have to use some Taysom. It's just I just come back to the offense, bro. Like, can these guys put up 27 points? Can they do it? I just haven't seen it. I don't know. I haven't seen it, bro.
I haven't seen it, bro. I don't know. I am excited to see, and I don't know if the matchups are going to play out like this, but I want to get some. I want to see some more Alante on AJ Brown snaps, bro. Like
that's a nice test for him. Nice test.
I want to see the rook. Like neither Alante or Paulson Adebo, like their body type doesn't match up with Devonta Smith. Just doesn't, bro. He's too quick. He's too shifty. He's too kind of explosive out of his breaks. So like that to me is a matchup that probably worries me a little more than AJ Brown. Whatever you want to define as having a decent game, I do think Alante can have a pretty decent game against AJ Brown. I'm not saying he's going to shut him down or anything like that or anything ridiculous like that, but I do think he can maybe limit AJ Brown a bit. Devonta Smith is like his explosiveness, his quickness, that's oof.
Yeah. And if you remember last year, like I mean, those dudes was getting open, man. But we had Marcus Williams. He was making a lot of that shit count in the end. You know what I'm saying? He was
Yep.
taking a lot of it away. We don't have no Marcus Williams. We got Marcus May. He did not practice today. So we'll see if he practices in it.
Marcus May might using his PTO, bro.
PTO week.
You ever know? Ever you have a manager or someone in your company? They about to retire, but their retiring date's kind of a ways away. But they got a shit ton of vacation, bro. They just take 2 months of vacation before they actually retire, bro. This man using up all the Marcus May PTO, bro. Just using that PTO out, bro. 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. I'm good.
Now, I do see Pete Werner was limited today, bro. So you might get a little Pete Werner action.
Pete, I mean, he shouldn't fucking play, but he played pretty, and that's what that's what makes me annoyed, bro. Like he shouldn't have played against that Falcons game, but he did.
No,
and it's just like why? Like just give Caden those snaps, man. Like give Caden those snaps. But I'm excited to see. To some degree, I want to see how the Saints defense does against the Eagles offense, whether it be Jalen Hurts or not. But I just feel like this is one of those games, and we've talked about it before. It's the weight class, bro. We going up in a weight class.
Yeah. Step up in the weight class. So I mean, like for Dennis Allen, that's his calling card, bro. It's like, so even if they lose, if his defense can show up, and really put it on them, but the offense just doesn't perform up to task. From his standpoint, it's like, look, I did my job.
Yep. Even though he didn't, but yes, that's
even
exactly.
Though he did. From his standpoint, that's how you're looking at it. So, there might be a feather under his cap. You know what I'm saying? We can say, look, we went up to, the potentially number 1 seed, the NFC Eagles, and we took care of their offense. You know what I'm saying? Dallas couldn't. Dallas couldn't take care. They put 30-something on them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Damn near 40 points on them. So he can go up there and rep off that if he wants to. So we'll see. It's gonna be a good game, bro. I'm interested in seeing it. Could get blown the fuck out, bro. could Gardner Mitchell could put 40 on him, bro. And I would be curious to wonder what that beating like with Loomis. You know what I'm saying? Like, might not be nothing. He could be locked in.
Could be. It's going to be interesting. Sounds like equivocally across the board. We don't have the Saints winning on Sunday. I just want to keep it. Part of me wants them to keep it close, but then I was like, do I really want them to keep it close? Because if they keep it close, then like for sure, like DA for sure is going to be back. I don't know if CD's going to play, but someone
he ain't playing.
He ain't playing. But if he did, one of my friends was like, the greatest thing that CD could do is pick up a pass and then go to the same sideline and just drop the ball off right at DA feet, bro. Just there you go.
Back to the Sean Payton thing right quick, bro. Mike Thomas, he posting on his IG story about it and shit. I'm like, how is that playing out in the locker room?
Bro, like imagine how maybe DA don't feel nothing because he's just clueless and he just like so head in the clouds. What's going on? But like if he had like an idea, it's like, wait, what? Like I got players on the team that they asking for my downfall? Like that? It's like that. And Mike Thomas
wasn't even getting down with Sean Payton.
We wasn't even cool with them, man.
Now he like, man, come back, baby. Come on back, baby.
Grass, like I hated that nigga, but he was still my nigga. Like, Frank. But I think that just goes back to the whole thing of this, right? And I talked about this, and I've hammered this point home using AK as an example, but it's just not exclusive to AK. I just think he's an easy example for me to spotlight and use. But you spend your career with an offensive guru, and not, it doesn't even have to be offensive, because I think Sean Payton's gift is he could motivate both sides of the ball, right? He wasn't even a defensive head coach, but he could motivate any player on the team that got that. He's like, man, I will run through a fucking wall for that for that dude, right? But especially if you're an offensive player, and you've seen what with coaching like him, and obviously Drew Brees played a huge part of it, but with coaching from Sean, AK, before injuries and just him slowing down, was on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Not on it anymore, but he was. Mike Thomas, before the injuries, Hall of Fame trajectory, right? And we talked about players being able to have that thought, oh, we going into this game, I at least know we got an advantage in terms of coaching. Like, we might not win, but I know that because of the coach we got, we have an advantage in that area. To just completely go from that, and then you go to, oh, boy, here we are, back to the old grindstone. Clock in, clock out. Just do my thing. Pro Bowls, and like Sean Payton, you getting incentives hit in your contract, nigga. You getting money because how well you are playing for him. And now it's like, shit, I was going to get an extra 50K, an extra 100K this year because, I was going to score X amount of touchdowns with DA and Pete Carr. I'm like, what the hell? Shit, nigga.
Hell no.
That shit matters, man. Like, it does. And it's such a stark contrast when you experience that for such a long period of time, and then you go to something that's completely polar opposite of it.
No
you're not contending for playoff spots. You're not making the Pro Bowl, All Pro, no incentives.
Man.
You don't even get close to incentives where the Saints would just pay it out. Nigga, you're not even close to it no more, bro. Like, oh, you just need an extra 50, 75 yards, but like you didn't get it. Here you go. Like, camaraderie. We got you. Nigga, you got players on the team thousands of yards away from getting an incentive hit, bro. Like, that shit matters. just say it, bro. So, like, I get it. Like, I get where Mike Thomas is coming from.
For real.
But like you said, how that's playing out in the locker room, I bet maybe except for Caden Ellis, I bet if you polled who I can't even give DA credit for that. That wasn't even DA. That was Ryan Nielsen. But I bet if you polled most of the players in the Saints locker room, unequivocally, all of them would want Sean back. Unequivocally.
No question.
And I think if you're Mickey, that should matter. That should absolutely matter. Will it because of buddy and loyalty and shit like that? Probably not. But like that should matter. Like we talked about that, after what game was that they won? The Falcons game. How no one in the locker room was even amped, bro. Like this man was like reading the library. Like, like are these niggas on a field trip? Is he presenting like some facts in a museum? Like niggas wasn't even hyped. Just little things like that matter, bro. But it's gonna be fast. I said it last episode. This whole offseason, not just Saints exclusive, like NFL wide, I think it's gonna be fascinating. You already got shit happening with Derek Carr. You got Devontae Adams had put something on his Instagram basically saying like the only reason I fucking came to the Raiders was because of Derek Carr. Y'all got rid of him. You got rid of him. Like fuck you. It's like, oh shit. I'm trying to get out. I don't know if you can get out, bro, because I don't know Mark Davis with that dead cap space going. Be like, nigga, if you don't sit your ass down, get the ball
down, boy.
But I think there's going to be league-wide chaos, and I'm all for it. I really am. I'm not tied to any player, and I think, and I told myself to say this on the podcast yesterday or the day before, and I want to remember before we close. If you're a sports fan, I really think you as a sports fan should start treating players, NBA, football, doesn't matter, like they're characters in wrestling. Let me speak on that a little bit. So characters in wrestling, you have, for people who are not wrestling fans, you have baby faces, which are the good guys, and you have heels, which are the bad guys.
Yep.
Now, when they're the bad guys, you hate their guts and you root for them to lose. When they're the good guys, you love them and you want them to win. But in sports, because of how things change and teams change, to other teams, man, it's the same shit. So like, it kind of goes to the whole Tom Brady thing. Tom Brady's been the heel for us as Saints fans for years, even when he was with the Patriots, and especially when he was with the Bucks. But if he comes to the Saints, he become a babyface, bro. Like,
he's got
TB12, nigga. Like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
easy.
But I think you have to kind of just be able to, like, now, depending on the player, right? I'm not saying if you have someone who is an abuser of women or abuser of, children, whatever, like that's an exception to the rule. But I see so much of my timeline that people are so stuck in their ways of like, ew, this is this player, like, yuck, gross, nope, don't want it, can't stand him. Why? It does, like, it's a fucking game. Just like it's just wrestling. It's a game. It's fine to root for Tom Brady. Like, bruh, if I'm telling you right now, Ryan, Tom Brady signs with the Saints, I'm going to find that exchange that you and Allen had, bruh, when Drew Brees was quarterback. You know the one, bruh. I'm bringing it back, bruh. It's on my phone. I gotta scroll through the pics, bruh. But
that flag?
You already knew, nigga. About to be out that bitch right there, bro. I gotta post a pic to but you really have to just, if you're listening to this episode, you really have to just start thinking of sporting entities, sports players as baby faces and heels. There's gonna be times where you hate them and they play for the opposing team, you can't stand them, but then they become a player on your team. Perfect example, bro. My girl, I won't say diehard, which used to be a diehard, but she's a 49ers fan through and through, bruh. Hated Richard Sherman, bruh. Like, cut a promo on the entire 49ers organization after making a play in the NFC Championship game, propelling the Seahawks to the playoffs, bruh. Imagine as a Niners fan, you like, I can't stand that Negro. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? And then he leaves the Seahawks and becomes a Niner, bro. Like, what you gonna do? Like,
what you gonna do?
Shit. Just say it, bro. Like, shit happens, man.
It's as I'm saying, man. Like, just roll with it. They're players, bro.
Players. Anyway, good episode. I'm glad we got time to get this one out. I thought this was really good. As always, on Sunday we will have the whole setup. The Discord will have what goes on in the Discord, stays in the Discord. We'll also have the Zoom pop in the live stream. We only have 2 weeks left of the season. So if you're a Patreon and you haven't gotten in a live stream, you have this Sunday and then you have the following Sunday and then that's it. If you haven't become a Patreon yet, please do. We did get a couple of we had 1 or 2 new Patreons within the last week, which is great. So we have fun. We enjoy it. It's a good time. It's a great way to watch a Saints game, especially with how this season has played out. Like, it's fantastic. It really, really is. But as the year closes, as the 2022 closes, we do just want to, take a step back again. Thank everyone for everything that's happened this year for the podcast. So much has happened. Ryan and I, becoming an official business, having the first Saints Twitter podcast meetup. There's so much that's happened this year that we're proud of, and we're just continuing to build upon that. So as great as 2022 has been for the podcast and us, what we're building, and now we're looking to 2023 in terms of, okay, cool, like, how can we expand upon what we set forth in 2022? So we wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for people that support us and our listeners. So we truly thank y'all from the bottom of our hearts. We know 2022 has been has had his ups and downs for all of us across the board, but as we look to another year, 2023, just be thankful that we are still here to look to another year, and enjoy it and spend it with your loved ones, with family, with friends, whoever you identify as your loved ones, your families, your friends, and just enjoy the time that we have here on this earth. And so I just wanted to say that, just truly thank everyone so much for the support. We wouldn't be able to continue to do this podcast and do this thing if it wasn't for the listeners.
No question, man. Really appreciate y'all.
So with that, we are going to get out of here. We'll be putting the Zoom link out to the Patreons, and we'll have everything good to go for the game on Sunday. Thank y'all so much. We'll see what happens on Sunday. We'll be doing the recap pod on Sunday night. With that, we're out.
Peace.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on your Memorial Day barbecue, all in the Kroger app. Get pints of juicy Georgia-grown blueberries for $1.99 each with a digital coupon. Then get select varieties of flavorful Powerade, Body Armor Super Drink, or Arizona tea for 77 cents each, all with your card. Shop these deals at your local Kroger, less than 5 miles away. Or tap the screen now to download the Kroger app to save big today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Prices and product availability subject to change. Restrictions apply. See site for details.